Hey, how's it going, everyone? BeerBoxVape back here, and again today we're going to be looking at something a little bit different than usual. We're going to be going into kind of just the pure basics of e-liquid. This isn't going to be a review or anything like that. Um, I've noticed a few of my juices doing this, and I've had a few comments as well on Twitter and on here about different people asking about is their e-liquid still okay to use? Because the way I do it when I do reviews, I have juice. I normally use it for about a week, vape on it for a week, and then I'll let you know. I'll write down little things, what I think of it, kind of from when I first get it to how if the flavour develops at all over that week, and then I'll let you know like the broad spectrum over the whole week of what I genuinely think of, and I give you my thoughts right at the end of it. And one of the questions that has come up is why does my eJuice darken? Now this is Blue Dream by VGod. This is my go-to juice. Absolutely love it. Whenever I'm out or about, I've always got this because you know you've got enough. You're never really going to run out. It's a 120ml bottle, and I picked this up about 2 months ago. This one here has lasted a really long time, and the same as well for another one by them, another 120ml. This one's called Vingel, and this is a strawberry one. It's not, the camera is not picking it up at all, the colour. But this one here, when I first got it, this was a clear liquid. It was completely clear, and as you can tell now, it's got a tinge to it. So I'm just going to go into why this happens and kind of, is it still okay to use? So basically, the reason this happens is if you imagine, say, a bit of fruit as your e-liquid, if you leave that over time, it oxidizes. So the oxygen comes in contact with the fruit and it breaks it down and it becomes like a banana, for example, or an apple. You cut that open, then it's oxidized, and then that starts becoming darker and darker and darker. It's still okay to eat until it gets to a time when it starts melting down and it starts rotting. Now it's similar to eJuice how this happens. Now, depending on what flavors are in there and depending on the nicotine content, it's genuinely the nicotine that causes it to discolor anyway. So this being a 3 mg, it's not discolored very much, But what happens is the nicotine breaks down with sunlight coming in, and obviously the oxygen in the remainder of the bottle, when you shut the lid, obviously you trap your oxygen and your air in there. So what happens is chemical reaction between the e-liquid and the nicotine. The nicotine starts to break down and it starts to discolor the e-liquid. Now, is it still okay to use? My general thing is, if it smells okay, it's probably okay. That's the way I look at it anyway. Now, the trouble with that is the longer you leave it and the darker it gets, the less nicotine is in there because the nicotine's breaking down. So you may think, oh, this is a 3 mg. After a month or so, it's going to go down to obviously less than that. And this can be proven by the higher the nicotine content in the juice, the quicker and the darker it turns. So if you see someone with, say, an 18 mg and a 0 mg nicotine. Now, an example of this is one juice I have, and this is by Wicked eJuice. I did a review on these months back, probably a couple of months back, and I've been using them on and off, but this was a clear liquid when I got it. It's 0 mg and it's still completely clear. So that just proves, that it's the nicotine content in there that's breaking down. So, I mean, what I find as well when I'm vaping, especially if I'm vaping this Blue Dream one that I vape all the time, I know exactly what it smells like, I know exactly what it vapes like and tastes like, but I find I'm vaping more of it because I'm not getting that nicotine hit that I need, and I find that a little bit as well of the throat hit's gone, because obviously you're getting a bit of the throat hit from that. So that's gone as well. But, I still enjoy it. I still use it. It just means I use a little bit more of it. So, apples and oranges, as they say. There's a downside to it, but it's still okay to use. I've known people throw their juice away when it starts to discolor. I mean, if that's fair enough, if that's what you want to do, but it is still okay to use, I know people that have had juices for ages, and as soon as they try it, like, oh, that's disgusting, it's really strong, really powerful, giving them a bit of a headache. A month's time, they've run out of juice, and all they've got left is this manky bottle of juice, 24 mg that they got from a garage or something, and they try it, and it's still bad, but not as bad, and, they're being able to vape it because the nicotine content's a lot less, and they're not getting that headache, and they're not getting that massive hit off it that they would do, especially moving on, say, from an ego where you don't really get much of a hit anyway, to another device such as like the sub-ohm tank or a dripper or something like that. Like, you don't want to be dripping anything, you know, higher than say 5-6 mil nicotine on there, because you will be getting a massive throat hit. So yeah, what I'll do is, there's loads of information on this. I'm going to leave a few links to a couple of blogs and a couple of websites that I've visited that I find the information is very, very helpful on this. But, you know, my general consensus of this is, if it smells good, like I know what this strawberry one smells of. I've had 2 or 3 of these. It still smells exactly the same. Exactly the same. So if it smells good, give it a little try. If it tastes good, crack on. It just means that the nicotine content's not that high. Trouble is, it doesn't look as nice, you know, especially if you've got a nice clear juice and it starts turning a manky maple syrupy brown colour. Then, you know, that's what you get. Because this is what the Blue Dream looked like. It was that clear when I first got it, and you can tell the difference in colour. And it was a clear liquid when I got it. So, you know, it does put you off, but in my experience, it's genuinely okay. So if you have any comments on that or any other topics you'd like me to cover, then please comment below. So yeah, that was, like I say, a little talk on it about why eJuice is darker in colour and are they still okay to use. So as always, remember to get involved in that like button if you do like these videos, because it does really help. Remember to subscribe as well. It's free, and you never know, you could win something. And yeah, thanks for watching.